Welcome to the Road to Recovery podcast. My name is Mfon Etuk, and I am a counseling psychologist, a marriage therapist. I do Christian counseling and grief recovery counseling too, and I've been doing this for the past 9 years. I have an MSc in marriage and family therapy. So with me today is...
Okay, I'm Zion ACN. I'm a social media executive and news presenter. And on the side, or majorly, I am a content creator.
What is grief to you?
Emotions that come from losing something, someone, not even necessarily death, but like heartbreak, maybe relationships, that kind of thing.
Well, the way I put it is grief is actually proof that there was love. That's the way I like to put it. So it shows an existence of love. So you're now grieving over the loss of whatever it is. Like you've said, it's not just someone, it could be a business, it could be a lifestyle, it could be anything at all, Okay, so do you want to talk about anything that you lost? Okay, let me put it this way, the most profound grief. Okay.
The worst heartbreak I've faced so far is the loss of my father in 2020.
Okay.
So that was a shocking, I was the first person I was losing so close to home, so like in our compound. So yes, that's the greatest loss I've had so far.
What has grief taught you?
I think majorly 3 things.
Okay.
1, life goes on.
Wow.
Because
the sad reality.
Yes, I'm telling you, think you will never be able to move on, live with it. Life goes on. 2, the futility of life. Life is short, and there's no point gathering all these material things.
Okay.
If you don't, you're going to leave it in the end. So life goes on. Life is short. Like death is a part of life.
It's what I try to tell people, that no matter what, the people, especially men like me, I'm like, we work, family, take care of everything, and I tend to forget to take care of ourselves. And I try to remind some of us that at the end of the day, the people you're working for and putting everything, God forbid should anything happen to you, life goes on. So at times I think we should look back, sit back and try to, do more for ourselves and, add some more things. But how were you able to move forward? The truth is, you can't move on leaving grief. No, it's normally part of us. It's something we tend to carry with us for the rest of our lives.
It's true, move on. For the longest time I'm like, you don't move on.
No,
I like that you move forward.
With the grief. So how were you able to?
In time, the pain would lessen.
Okay,
but how I was able to move forward is just family. The way me, my brothers, my mom, we talk about the memories, we laugh together, we cry, there's openness, and friends also that understood. But majorly, it was my faith, my Christian faith.
Wow.
That there's an eternity.
That's a good one.
Yes, so it was not a thing of, of course, I missed him on earth. Most times I replace my sadness with joy. I'm like, we'll see it.
We'll always see again.
Loss is we win. It was just having that positive mindset in Christ.
With all respect to, I know there are some traditions and some stuff that don't allow people to talk about the dead, but in areas where it's permitted, the more you talk about it, the less mystical it sounds and everything. You can come to the agreement that this person is no longer around and you can now easily let go. But where you make it and you don't even talk about it, because I've heard cases where people don't even talk about it. It's more difficult to accept it. So I guess, yes, and the afterlife, believe in our faith and all, but how would you comfort someone that has gone through what you're going through?
Don't act like they're handicapped.
People look at you and they're like
they don't need that. They need to, relate with their pain, but for the most part, they don't need a reminder around.
Constant reminder.
Yes, if you're a friend, act like normal. I'm so sorry, my G. Talk with them. Just be there for them. You don't have to even say anything about the loss. You don't have to always talk about it. Just act normal. Act normal. Don't overdo it. And if you can't relate with their pain, if you've ever lost someone, don't go and say, I can't imagine.
I understand.
Them like,
people say I understand. I'm like, what do you understand? You've never lost anything.
What you haven't, don't say that. Just be like, I can imagine. And don't do too much, And then another thing is some people, get scared of maybe calling or visiting in that period. When that person particularly just drop a message. Trust me, Me, I remember people that
People always remember
that
everybody that was there.
Yes.
So if you're not there,
Be bold.
your absence will be felt.
Yes, call the person or text the person. Don't be thinking for the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a major mistake. This part you've mentioned is what people make. The mistake they make, they don't reach out to that person. And at times I try to give them the excuse that they don't know better. But I'm like, someone lost someone, try to reach out to the person. Although sometimes they are also trying to protect themselves if the person was close to them. So they don't want to be reminded. And probably you might be a constant reminder of, so at times too, I understand.
It happened with me. I had some family relations in, Lagos that they didn't visit.
They were unable to.
So I had to. I thought of it. I was like, it's always also their uncles. So let me give them grace.
Really, people need people around because you'll always remember the people that were around and those that weren't. Okay, what would you say people going through grief really need? What do they want at that point in their life?
I think it differs, from person to person.
Okay.
But I would speak for myself. What I needed then was just to get out, to, live again, to have fun. So my friends would come around. Like I said, I had a friend that would stay over.
Yeah.
And just that to take my mind off it. So we need, something to just take their minds off. And we also need to relive the memories, the good ones. So if you're around the person, just talk about it. Remember this, but contrary to what people believe, and let's not talk about it. But actually, it'd be nice to hear
the pleasant memories.
Yes, I loved hearing that about my dad and all of that.
It's always good. I tell people, try to remember, talk about those pleasant. Don't talk about the circumstances or how it happened or whatever. Talk about the pleasant memories that you have of that person. It brightens up the room. It makes everybody smile and everything. And it's one of the easiest ways to make people accept and move forward with it. What words of encouragement would you share with someone going through grief? What would you have to say, just?
I would say right now it may feel like you can't move forward in things. How do you live without this person? Where do you start from?
Yeah.
But I promise you, it will be fine. And you would go through this and you would come out stronger. So that's what I would.
Thank you. That's a beautiful one because I know many people they're like, how will I ever, what is life gonna, and it's understandable because at that point people are thinking of so many things. It could be maybe the person was the breadwinner, or maybe you had plans in this time of relocation and all. People are thinking of traveling out with people and the rest, and it happens. But the truth is, you'd always be fine, especially if you believe in something. If you have God up there, that's what I'm referring to. If you believe in God, if you believe, you believe in the afterlife and know that, okay, this person lived a good life at least. So I believe we are going to see again. And so you're not seeing it as an end, but you're seeing it like a transition. The person just went forward before you. So that's a beautiful one.
Tying to that, where I remember my friends just recently lost their dad, and I'm seeing what they're going through, how they're really posting, and I literally forgot what it felt like. So I had to take I'm like, okay, yes, I remember this emotion, what they're writing. I remember feeling this. So when I was in the position that time, it was like, I would wake up, I would cry, I would have chills. But now I'm just like, wow, I can't even, the pain has really disappeared,
That's a good one.
So it's just, like I said, like, you'll be fine.
Exactly. You've heard it from Zion. You will be fine. So, and I also agree with that. You'll definitely be fine. So, Zion, thank you very much for hanging around, for coming around, for sharing. It's been very insightful and interesting. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate your time. So, thank you all for joining and thank you for listening. So, you could go out there, like, share. What other things should they do? Repost, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all.
More from him.
Exactly.
It's so good.
Thank you all for listening. Have a nice day.